a coach. I am a speaking confidence coach. I work with coaches and experts to help them to build a prosperous, thriving business by getting themselves out there through speaking and doing their own events and things like that. So I have been coaching now for 9 years. I'm going to share a little bit more as I get into the presentation, but that's who I am. And I'm really excited to be here with you to share this content. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Hang on a second. Where's the share? Because I am looking. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. So let me know if you can see that. My screen, everything looks good. All right. Whoops. All right. So I'm actually going to get rid of you guys so I'm not looking at everybody. All right. So I actually don't want to share this screen yet. Hang on a second. How'd that happen? Well, hang on. I've got to not share my screen. I'm in here on 2 devices because later I'm going to be sharing with you all some examples of some really great apps, but I don't want to do that yet. And somehow my phone started sharing and I didn't want it to yet. So I'm going to stop that. Well, shoot. Okay, maybe it didn't. Okay, we're good. All right. Sorry for the rocky start. 3 secret strategies to double your income by using a mobile app. That's what we're talking about today. And just to make sure that you know you're in the right room, we're going to make sure that you know you're in the right place today. So even we're talking about technology, a tool, and even if you've not set up any of your tech yet, this is just the beginning of the journey for you. You are in the right place. You might have some pieces of tech put together, but you don't feel they do what they should do. So if that's the case, if that's your situation, you're still in the right place. And let's say you have all your tools and they're working, but you are looking for ways to simplify your life. If that's you, you're in the right place as well. So welcome to the webinar. I'm super excited to be sharing this content with you today and to share an amazing tool that can change your life and increase your income, double your income, actually. So who we are and why we're here. Sorry, there we go. We are here because we are real life entrepreneurs, just like you, who have built our business from scratch. If that's you, say, yes, I built my business from scratch in the chat. That's common for entrepreneurs and experts. And we also recognize the need in the market for a company that has the most amazing tool and world-class amazing support. I don't know about you all, but often I have had the right tool, but I didn't have good support, or I had great support, but I didn't have a great tool. So we all recognize the need in the marketplace, right, for a company that has both of those things. And so I'm excited to be able to share that with you in what we do here at Actionera. So I started my business 9 years ago, and about 6 years in, I discovered that I was really stuck. And I tried everything. You know, I tried everything that all the gurus told me to do. I spent thousands of dollars on coaches and consultants and programs to help me build my business. And I was posting on social media every day like you're supposed to. I was sending out emails. I was building workshops and courses and just all the stuff. And I was getting some clients, but it wasn't enough to really sustain my business and to get it to that place where it's thriving. You know what I mean? Like thriving and healthy and steady stream of clients and income. Like I was kind of limping along. And 6 years in, I feel like I'm still at that place where I started. Have you ever felt that way? Have you ever felt like I've done everything and here I am? I feel like I'm stuck. I'm right where I was in the beginning. It was kind of like years and years ago. I got stuck in a snowstorm in Massachusetts with my daughter. My car just completely died. It was night. It was cold and dark. There was literally a blizzard happening and nobody out on the streets. And my car just died. I had no cell phone and I was literally stuck. And luckily, thankfully, a state trooper appeared out of nowhere and rescued us. But that's how I felt 6 years into my business again. Like I'm stuck in a business blizzard. My car just died. My business just died. There's no life in the engine, and I need a new state trooper to come along and help me here. And I was wondering, like, is my dream going to die? And you have to understand, I started my business at the age of 61 thinking, oh my gosh, retirement age is coming. I've got to do something because we didn't have a lot saved, and my husband and I. And I wanted to create a business that would create a six-figure at least income, which I had never made that in my life. But I thought, okay, this is it, do or die, right? We're getting close to retirement here. I've got to do something now. And my dream was to create a thriving, healthy business so that we could get out of debt, so that we could live comfortably and not be struggling in our later years. And the third most important was I wanted to leave an inheritance for my daughter. And I also wanted to make a huge difference and impact in the world. So you guys are here, you're probably experts, you're in the industry. How many of you, raise your hand or put it in the chat, like if you want to make a huge impact in the world through what you do, you want to make a difference, right? That's why you do what you do, right? Yeah, JD's got his hand up. I know. And so I'm sitting here thinking, I've tried and I've made a difference in the clients' lives that I have worked with. So I know I have something of huge value that can transform people's lives, but somehow I'm not connecting the dots. I'm not getting that momentum. And it just feels like I'm just dead in my tracks. And if you've ever been there, you know how that feels, right? You feel disheartened and disappointed. I felt so disappointed in myself. Like I'd let myself down. I'd spent thousands of dollars on this thing and it just wasn't working. And I was frustrated. I felt alone and kind of lost in that storm feeling. And my business account was almost empty. I had no clients. I had no prospects at this point. I had nothing to sell. I just was stuck. And one day I opened up my email and there was this invitation to an event called Collaborate. So I decided, well, might as well go to that. Why not? So I went, and that was where I met Iman Guy for the first time. And it was such an amazing event. It got me so excited, and I could see a vision for my business I didn't have before. And so I joined his program, even though I had hardly any money in the bank, but I was like, you know what? I might as well take this leap of faith because it's either continue to do what I'm doing, which isn't working, or jump into this and see what happens. And if it doesn't work, well, I was stuck anyway. So I took that leap of faith and it changed my life. And it was kind of like that state trooper showing up at my car window, like rescuing me from that storm. And a year later, my income had more than doubled. My email list had quadrupled. But the important thing was now I had the tools I needed that I didn't know I needed before. And I had a system, I had strategies, I had a structure. My engine was fired up and we were moving forward again. And that is why I do the work that I do with coaches and experts, because I want to help them get unstuck. There are so many coaches that get to that point, or experts too, and they don't know what to do. And they feel that same feeling I did. And what really drives my passion is I know that the work we do is important and it makes a huge difference in people's lives. So if I can help other coaches and experts to have a thriving, prosperous business where they're making a difference in all of their clients' lives, the ripple effect just keeps growing. And I've had a massive impact. And so as I'm going through this program with Iman, he starts talking about Action Era and having your own branded mobile app and what it can do for your business. And I'm like, wow, I've never thought of that before. an app, my own app. And so, I got involved in Action Era, got my own app up and going, and I'm still building it and making it better. But it's like a whole new world. It's this game changer. It's the tool that can change everything, right? So that's why I'm here today to share with you about this amazing tool. And I'll be inviting you to invest in Action Era today. It's the all-in-one platform that changes the game for you when it comes to technology, when it comes to engagement, and when it comes to your income. How many of you want more income and more engagement in your business, right? Yes, we want that. That's the big thing. So I'm going to share with you today 3 not so secret strategies. And the first one I'm going to start with is actually a bonus, not so secret. And that is that you need to be on a platform that your clients use, right? Doesn't that make sense? People usually will say to you, as far as social media, like you need to be on the social media platform where your clients are, right? So that makes sense because then you're in front of them and you're talking to them and they're getting to know you and they're connecting with you. So you've got to be on a platform that your clients use. And we all know that. It makes total sense. Well, what is that platform? What is it that everybody uses? A cell phone. How many people are walking around with their phone, right? Aren't you always walking around with your phone doing stuff on your phone? These smartphones are the fastest growing technology ever. And what's on the phone that we're using but apps, right? You have an app to check your email. You have an app for texting. You have games. You have TikTok and Facebook and everything else. That's what people are doing. It's the fastest growing technology ever. Not just apps, but the smartphones where the apps are. And so if you want to be on a platform where your people are, you need to know that 65% of your potential clients or your clients, they prefer to engage with you and your content on an app. And this comes from research and statistics out there. 65% of your people would prefer to engage with you on your app, on an app. And so if you want to reach more people and build a bigger tribe, there's really no better platform than smartphones and an app, which makes total sense. That's where your people are. So the 3 ways that your app can help you is, number 1, it can increase customer engagements. We'll go through each one of these today. 2, it can increase your offer variety. And 3, it can increase your credibility or the perceived value that people have of what you offer. So let's look at secret number 1, increasing customer engagement. How many of you want that? We said that a few minutes ago. You want that, right? You want people engaging with you. You want people showing up on your pages and in your world and in your events and the things that you're offering. You want them talking to you and engaging with you, because then they get to know you and then they follow you and then they buy your stuff and they become your happy, satisfied clients. And then your business engine is running. So let's think about engagement and kind of how we've thought about engagement, especially since smartphones and apps came about. I mean, all of us are on some sort of social media, I'm sure, right? And engagement defined by social media is likes, comments, and shares, right? You look for those likes and those comments and shares because it builds that engagement. Have you ever thrown a post out there about your dog, something funny your dog did, or maybe you had a great time on vacation, or you just bought a new car, or you had this crazy thing happen and you put that out there on social media, something funny, something, about your personal life. And you get lots of likes and comments and even shares from those kinds of posts, right? And then you put a post out there about, hey, I'm doing something that can totally change your life. I'm going to offer this free workshop. And I want to share with you some incredible thing that's going to change your life. If you put a post like that out there, and what happens? How many of you have done that and all of a sudden it's just crickets, right? You get maybe 1 or 2 likes and all of a sudden there's nothing going on. And you're like, Do people not want to change their life or what? And you start to think that maybe people don't want what I have. Maybe I just totally suck at this. We start putting ourselves down and we just get really discouraged because nobody seems to be engaging. Well, I'm here to tell you today, it's not your fault. And it's not that people don't want what you're offering. They do. There's so many people. I mean, the percentage is huge of people that are engaging in education, in the education field, especially online. People are looking for places to learn. They want to learn. They want to have their lives transformed. But the problem is those social media platforms are not showing your content. As soon as you start showing that kind of content, they don't allow it to be seen. So it's really not that people don't want to engage with you. They're just not seeing it because Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and TikTok and all those platforms are controlling what's being seen. They don't want people to leave their platform and go somewhere else. That doesn't help them. And they don't care about you and your business, to be honest. They really don't. And so let's talk about what engagement really is. What is the ultimate engagement for you as an expert, as a coach, as a speaker, author, program leader, course creator? What is that ultimate engagement for you? Well, don't you want these things? Don't you want people showing up on your sales page? I would rather have people showing up on my sales page than liking, commenting, and sharing on Facebook, honestly. I want them to show up on my sales page. I want them to book a call with me so I can talk to them and they can get to know me. I can get to know them and I can make my offer. And there's that connection, that personal connection. I'd rather have them doing that than liking, sharing, and commenting on a social media post. And I would love to have people to go to opt-in pages, register for my webinars, come to my events, right? My event pages. That is ultimate engagement for us in this industry. Would you agree? If you agree with that, throw yes in the chat box. Would you rather have that kind of engagement or would you rather have comments, likes, and shares on social media? This is what we're after. This is what will build our business. This is what will fire up our engine in our business and keep it moving. So that's why you need to have your own platform so that you can nurture and monetize your followers. You want to be able to nurture the relationship with them and you want to be able to monetize on that because once they get to know you and what you offer and it's matched to them, your ideal clients, and they're going to pay for your services, they're going to hire you, they're going to join your program, they're going to buy your products, whatever it is that you do. So when you have your own platform, you're able to control that. And actually, we've known this in the industry for many, many years. Having your own platform is the way to go. Now, years ago, it was email. Email used to be the platform, and it still is your own platform because people opt in, they've chosen to follow you, they've chosen to hear from you. And then after that, blogs started becoming very popular. Remember that? And people would engage with blogs, and in your blogs, you could do a call to action. But those tools or systems of creating engagement, those old methods, they really just don't work anymore. World has changed, right? So mailing list open rates have decreased significantly, especially since the pandemic. People are not opening their emails. They're not engaging in emails anymore as much. They are, but not as much, right? Not at that level. The click-through rate on emails has decreased, meaning, even if they open your email, they're not engaging with whatever, you've put in there for them to engage. Maybe it's an invitation to an event or something. They're not clicking on it. And engagements with blogs and written content has really decreased. And it actually has been decreasing for years. We're just in this fast place, people are just not sitting there reading long emails anymore. So what's happening as a result of that is many experts, they're experiencing lower show up rates on their webinars and their summits and their events. Well, if you have lower show up rates, guess what? You're going to have a lower income because people aren't signing up. They're not buying your stuff. They're not hiring you, and they're not getting into your programs because they're not coming to your event where you're sharing that. So how do we increase this? If you want a larger portion of your list, your followers connecting with your content, really connecting with your content, coming into your programs, events, buying your products, then you need an app. And how would this translate to more money? Well, obviously, they're going to spend money with you if they engage and if they come to your programs and they sign up for your events, right? That's money. And an app can give you this increased engagement. How? Well, it's a thing called push notifications. I know all of you, if you have apps on your phone, you've seen these on your phone. The thing pops up like something happened. Somebody just texted you. You get a notification, right? If you are on, I know, like I even have an app for my bank account. If they send me a message, I get a little push notification saying, hey, something just happened on this app. And that form of communication today, it's like having the same engagement on an email list like it was 15 to 20 years ago, where the engagement was incredibly high. Today, it's on the phone. That's where people are, on those apps and those push notifications. So we're going to compare here the difference between email engagement and push notifications and just look at some statistics here. So how do they compare as far as opt-ins? Well, in today's world with email marketing, you're going to have an average opt-in rate for the education training market. You're going to have about 5 out of 100 people who visit your site or see your ad or whatever it is to actually join your list and get on your list. You're going to have about 5 out of every 100. But with push notifications, you're going to have 80%. That's huge. iPhone averages about 50, while Android's is about 90. So think about this. If you have 100 people who download your app, out of that 100 people who download your app, 50 to 80 will join. In other words, they'll sign up as a member. They'll give you their email and their name, their information. 80% compared to 5, and at the high point, 55 with email. So how do open rates compare? Let's look at that. So with email marketing, you get people signed up on your list. Once they're on your list, it's usually an average of about 20% of those people will actually open the email. And the biggest challenge here is people don't have enough time to read long emails, or they get too many. So, I mean, honestly, how many of you open email? How many of you don't open emails? I have a bunch of people I follow. I get emails from them all the time. I like them, but I don't open their emails rarely unless it's something that really catches my attention. And every day I open up my emails and I just check, and archive them. I don't even open them. And that's what's happening today, 20%. And that can be on the high end. So up to 20%, right? But with push notifications on an app, we're talking 90%, which means they see the notification and either immediately or within an hour, usually, of seeing the notification, they'll actually click on it, which is similar to opening up an email. 90% compared to 20. So let's look at how they compare with click rates. So with email marketing today, once they open your email, you're looking at about 2% of people will actually engage by clicking on a link after reading it. So if you have 100 people opening up your email, you're going to have maybe 2 that click on it. And many emails never land in the inbox even for people to read because of spam and bouncing and all of that kind of stuff. But with push marketing, you're going to have 25 to 40% of those people, once they click on that notification, which is like opening an email, they'll go into your app and actually engage with whatever call to action you have in your app. And really short call to action and easy access, they're the biggest factors. So they see the notification, they click on it, they go in, and it's like, oh, well, yeah, I'd like to see this video, or, oh, yeah, I'd like to join this course, or I'd like to see what's happening here. And they just click on it and they're in. And you're going to have 25 to 40% doing that compared to 2%. So talk about better engagement, which is secret number 1. And I get my cursor here. So the goal here is engagement. So let's say you had an email list of 10,000 people. How many people have a 10,000 people email list in here? That's hard to get to. But if you had a 10,000 people email list, you're going to have about 200 that actually engage in your email out of 10,000. But if you have an app and you only have 1,000 people who have downloaded your app, you only need 1,000 people, you're going to get 320 people actually engaging with you. So 10,000, 1,000. And with the 1,000, you're getting more people engaging with you. So you don't need to have huge amounts of followers or huge list. So we go here from 2% to 40% here, right? So this is 16 times better engagement. If you would like to have 16 times better engagement with your people, throw 16 times in the chat. I know I definitely do. I mean, I don't want to continue to be stuck on the road, right? To success as an entrepreneur. 16 times. Yes, it's amazing. So that's secret number one. And secret number two is mobile apps actually allow you to have more offer variety. There's so much you can do in an app. It's incredible, especially Actionera app. So I'm going to be sharing with you what you can do with an Actionera app. I can't really talk about other apps because I don't know all the stuff they can do, but I do know what an Actionera app can do, and it's incredible. So get ready to have your mind blown here because it's pretty darn amazing. And again, we're talking about ultimate engagement. And so this is the ultimate marketing and content platform. It's not only a place for your content, but you're going to see here in a little bit, it's also a marketing platform. So here's some things you can do with an Actionera app. Number one, you can put in your courses. Anybody here run courses? If you're like me, you've had them on another site, right? You can actually put your courses right in your app, and people can just get your app. They see the notification, oh, new course, and they go in there and they sign up and they go through your course. All your content can be right there in your phone, on your app. And the nice thing about Actionera is the Actionera app has a companion website automatically. So everything in your app is also on the website. So for those 35% who like to use the web on a computer, you've got them covered too. But 65%, remember, they want to be in their phone, on their phone in your app. So they can go in there, they can take a course. You can run summits through an Actionera app. It's incredible. You can run a live summit on Zoom and stream that to YouTube and have that link in your app. And so people can actually be watching the whole summit live right there on their phone. They can watch the recordings later. You can have them register for the summit right there on your app. And there's a really cool thing called directories where you can have lots of resources for people. You can have articles or videos. You can have other experts listed in there that they can contact for things that you don't help people with, so that it's a huge resource library. You can have recipes, you can have meditations. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can put in those directories, and you can arrange them however you want, whatever fits, in your business. It's massive. You can also have memberships. So people can sign up for a free membership in your app and have access to whatever content you decide a free member would have. And then you can have a paid membership. So let's say you had 1,000 people on your app and they all paid for a $19 a month paid membership where they have access to more extra content, exclusive member content. Well, you're getting a residual recurring income from them. What is that? 19 a month times 1,000? 19,000 a month, right? Is my math correct? That's recurring income. And that's incredible, the potential that you have. You can have your clients have a special place within the app that they can go to get their content. You also can run your events similar to summits. If you're doing a workshop or a webinar or even a 3-day event, you can run that through your app in a similar way, and people can just attend right there in the app. If you do podcasts, this is so cool because I have a podcast, and you have to put them out there on the podcast sites where you can tell people you can find my podcast in my app. and you just put your podcast episode right there inside your own app. So they're listening to your podcast on your platform. There's another really cool thing with the Actionaire apps, interactive lists. We call them action lists. These are amazing because you can have like a checklist. Let's say you're a health coach and you have recipes, or you have like habits you want people to work on, and they can go in there and check, yeah, I did my walk today, I did my exercise today, drank my water today. You can put an action list in there of how to use your app. You can put like, practices that you want them to do, a 30-day practice of meditation or something. You can use these lists for onboarding new clients. There's so many things you can do with the lists. And then we have content, of course, videos and articles and blogs. And there's also galleries. So you can put pictures in there of you and your business working with clients, or where you went today, like even the kind of posts you put out there on Facebook, you can put them right there in your app. And then a notification pops up and people go in to check out and see what you're doing. Another thing people do is they put quote cards in there to inspire, just this gallery of inspirational pictures. And you can say, hey, today we're going to do a whole month of gratitude. And every day you post a gratitude picture in there, and just keeping people inspired and engaged, and so much more. So what I want to do before we go on to secret number 3 is I'm going to stop my share and share from my phone so that I can show you examples of some of these apps. And I'm going to show you some really cool apps. Here it is. All right. Here we go. First one I want to show you is JD's, and he's on the call today. So yay, JD. So this is JD's app. It is GPS to life success. And I want to show you how he uses action lists. It's brilliant. He has a bunch of great stuff in here, but I'm just going to show you action lists. Up in the left corner there, the hamburger menu, if you just click on that, you'll see this list show up. These are all the things you can put in your app. And you can customize this to how you want it. That's what's so cool about this. So he's got action lists in here. And the first one is app navigation. So you can send people to this and say, hey, learn about my app and where everything is. Go here first. So he explains everything in here, how to get ready for the adventure of a lifetime, and all the things that he's got in his app. You have to register and log in to subscribe. See that? So when you do that, you put in the person puts in their name and their email and password, and they've now become a member in your app, and you have captured their name and email for your list. And then it opens up the content for them to go and see what's going on. So he's got the Jumpstart 30. He's got a Jumpstart 30 daily checklist. The people going through his program, they can use these lists to make sure they're keeping up with everything. 2-minute power boost, self-evaluation. Think about the assessments and things you can put into your app. Tell your story, 10 signs you're struggling with grief and loss. I mean, all kinds of amazing things he's got in here, right? So this is how you can use your action lists, and the sky's the limit, really. So that's that one. And the next one I want to show you is Next Stage. This is Al Jensen. He's a speaker trainer. And I want to show you how he uses his app to sell his courses. So I hope you guys are dreaming and starting to think about all the things you can do with an app for your business. You can monetize. Remember, we talked about nurturing and monetizing. So he's got a course catalog right here, workshops, courses. Right? So he's got all these different topics for his courses. So people can go in here and say, you know what? I would like to learn about speaking and storytelling. So I'm going to see what's here. And you open that up and you see he's got Book Yourself to Speak, $297. Entrepreneurial Storytelling to Dominate Your Market, $197. Create Your Speaker Introduction, $97. Now, one thing that's interesting, notice that the Book Yourself to Speak is only 3 modules with 3 lessons. And Create Your Speaker Introduction is 8 modules, but it's a lot less. Why? Well, it has to do with value and what the result the person gets out of that course. Out of the first course, they're going to book themselves to speak. So they're going to learn how to make money from speaking. And so he's selling that at a higher price rate than just coming up with your introduction. So you can build value in here. You can make money. You can have recurring income. You put the course in there already done. They come in and pay for it. You've got money and income coming in, one and done. You don't have to keep recreating. Can you see how you can monetize this app and engage your perfect clients with you? Incredible. And there's one more app I want to show you how she also uses her app to sell products. So you might have a business where you sell a physical product. She is a yoga teacher and she has all kinds of products she's created, yoga cards, and she has lots of other things in here, right? So see, notice this homepage where she explains everything in this app so people know what's in here right away. Journaling exercises, inspirations, articles. Download the free 8 limbs of yoga. So if you have a freebie, you can offer that. But then she's got products and journals. And under her products, she's got pictures and descriptions of each of these products. So let's say you want to get the crystal kit, $49. She explains what it is. You order it right here. And voila, she's selling her products in her app. I mean, come on, isn't that mind-blowing? I hope that you are imagining right now all the amazing things that you could do with an app if you had one. Is anybody coming up with ideas of what you could do with your business if you had an app? If you have come up with any ideas, throw them in the chat. I'd love to see them. And as you're doing that, I'm going to come back here and we're going to go through the third secret. So I'm going to be looking for ideas. If you've come up with ideas that how you could use an app for your business, I really want to see them. All right. So secret number 3, increase credibility and perceived value. Well, how does this work? Well, and this just happened to me recently, right? I think I was speaking on a podcast and they asked, how can people get in touch with you? And I said, well, I have an app. And it was kind of like, wow, you do? You have an app? Immediately, it increases your credibility, which increases your perceived value because people in our industry really, a lot of us don't have apps. It's fairly a new thing. And if you can say, I have an app, and when you join my program, you're going to have access to my app and to the exclusive member site, the client site, where you're going to have access to all these resources. You're going to be able to journal your way through. Like you can put in journal entries. You're going to be able to go in there and access my courses. You're going to be able to download exercises. Like that just increases the value of what you're offering, which means that you can actually put a higher price on your programs because of an app, because you have this app. So that's an incredible secret too. I love Patrick's idea, product guide for a beauty company client launching a skincare line. There you go. Exactly. That's a great idea. I have a friend of mine. She's actually my massage therapist. She just got Action Era app and she's like so excited about all the ideas she's coming up with of how this is going to help her in her business as a massage therapist. And she's also a pain management expert, and she does like ergonomics and all kinds of different things, posture. So she can put courses in there. She can engage with her clients. They can schedule. I mean, it's just amazing. They can go in there and she could put in an action list of things she wants her clients to do to maintain what happens after they've been, in her office, right? So many things that she can do. So there's no limit here. So I want you to think about this. How would it impact you if this could get you 1 or 2 extra high-paying clients every month? How would this impact your income? How would this impact your business? How would this impact your ability to make a huge impact in the world? If you could get 1 or 2 extra high-paying clients every month, I don't know about you, but it just takes it to a whole new level. So I'm going to read your mind right now. Anytime you see a slide with the purple at the top, that means I'm reading your mind. And you're thinking, well, this sounds really amazing. This sounds so cool, Janelle, but probably I'll need to break the bank to afford it. I know that was my first thought. Creating my own app? Are you kidding me? Well, you're not wrong. Well, kind of. So, yes, if you go out there and you find a custom developer of apps, a company that will custom develop your apps, it's going to cost between 100 and 150K. And there's a company called Mighty Networks. They start at 30K, which is a lot better than 100, 150, but it's still 30K a year. And then there's a company called Buddy Boss, and they are much more reasonable. They can create a branded app for you at a $2,000 done for you setup plus $299 a month. That's much more reasonable, right? The only thing with this is that it's WordPress based, meaning you have to have WordPress, you have to understand WordPress, you have to be able to go in there and make changes and fool around with WordPress, which can make it a little bit more complicated. And so here at Actionera, we could easily offer the same deal, $2,000 setup fee and $299 a month or $29.90 a year without the WordPress headache, right? However, we believe the world needs these apps and needs them now. So I am prepared to share with you this amazing opportunity. It's an exclusive launch offer that Actionera is offering today in this event. It's called the Actionera Biz Plus Plan. Ready? Wait for it. Oh, here we go. This is an exclusive offer for you today. It's incredible. So only $199 a month, half of what Buddy Boss will charge. No setup fee, and you can pay it per year, $19.90 a year, no setup fee. Actionera will build your app for you and get it approved for you through the Apple Store and Google Store. They get it all set up for you. And then you have access to the portal to go in there and change it and continue to add stuff and make it how you want it to be. And that's, to me, that's just mind-blowing. You don't have to create this yourself. So if you're interested, there's a link right there, ein.getactionera.com, and you'll get this deal today. But hold on to your seats because there's more. You're going to get some bonuses. When you join Actionera during this event, you are going to get a membership to JV Insider Circle, which is a place where you can meet other experts and entrepreneurs and people that want to promote you and promote your app, and you can promote them. You'll be featured in our Collaborate app, which is all those people. And you can also come 3 times. We have an online Collaborate event 3 times a year. You will get 3 VIP tickets to those events. This is the event I told you about that was like my state trooper showing up at my window. Like, this event is amazing. It's a game changer. And you'll also get a seat deposit at our live event called JVX, which happens once a year. So it's a Collaborate, it's a networking event. You meet all these people, all these other experts. You can make deals with them. Hey, I'll promote you, you promote me. You also learn a ton about how to work with JV partners, how to promote yourself that way. And in my opinion, that's the best way to promote. The best way to promote is with other partners. So you'll be able to come to these events as a bonus. And on top of that, you're also going to get a dedicated orientation call. So they're not going to just leave you out in the cold. They're going to show you how to set up your app, what you need to send to them to get it set up. They're going to share with you all the things that you can do with your app. They're going to walk you through that. And you're going to get a social media promotion package. What is this? Well, Actionera will promote your app on their social media channels. So you're going to get extra exposure, extra promotion in front of thousands of people that you wouldn't normally get in front of, where they can download your app. And you can also republish the content you put in your app on the main Actionera app. They have a main Actionera app and you can put your stuff in there and get more exposure. And on top of that, you're going to get stellar, out of this world, amazing support. Once a week, there's a support call. It's live on Zoom where they help you learn how to use your app, how to go into that portal and change things. And there's also another support call, but I don't want to tell you about that until I tell you about this next bonus, which is really a drum roll worthy bonus. So go ahead and give me a drum roll. Yeah. This is so exciting. This is amazing, amazing bonus here. You're going to get access to Actionaira's marketing portal. How many of you have a funnel builder, an email software, maybe calendar booking, affiliate tracking, SMS, like all those extra tools that run your business? The Actionaira marketing portal, which is powered by Go High Level, the technology, all in one. So think about the money you'll save. I mean, my funnel builder alone costs $97 a month, and email software, I think I pay per year. I don't know what it comes out to, probably $99 a month. I mean, you add that all up, you're going to save enough money to more than pay for Actionaira. And you get this marketing portal. This is usually extra, but in today's offer, you get this along with the deal just includes it. So that second support call every week is about the marketing portal. 2 support calls every week. Plus, you can reach out to support. They're super helpful. They're super responsive. It's amazing. There might be some, there definitely, with the SMS texting and call system, there's some usage fees that apply with that. But for that $199 a month or $19.90 a year, you get the app built for you. You get an app. You get all the support you need to build that app out. You get those collaborate meetings. You get more exposure through Actionaira, and you get the Actionaira marketing portal. Like, what? Now, if you don't want to use the marketing portal, you don't have to. We'll play nice with you. We'll still take you on, nurture you, value you, serve you with excellence, and you can continue to use all your other tools. That's totally fine. And they all play together nicely. Oh, another thing too, your course platform, you don't need that anymore either once you have this app. That's another place where you save money. So I have one last thing, and this is pretty darn exciting right here. I mean, this literally will pay for your app and your marketing. And this is only for the first 5 people. And there's not really, that many on here today. So you guys got to hurry up. So the first 5 people who register will get double of our regular affiliate commission for your first 2 referrals, which makes your app and marketing platform virtually free. So how does this work? Well, we normally give a 25% commission, affiliate commission. So if you go tell a friend, hey, I've got this app, and they're like, what? You have an app? I want an app. How can I get an app? And you give them your affiliate link and they sign up, you're going to get, normally you would get 25%. So the $199 a month, they pay, you get 25, that's 25%, right? No, $50 is 25%, right? So you get that every month as they pay. So we're going to give you, the first 5 people, we're going to double that for the first 2 people you refer to Actionaira. So now you're going to get $100 every time they pay their $199, whatever that works out to be, about $100. And for 2 of them, so now you're getting $200 a month. That means your app is paid for, right? So this is an incredible offer. And it doesn't take much to get people to sign up for Actionaira, because as soon as they find out you have an app, they're like, what? I want one too. I have no idea where my time, if I'm going over time, Patrick, I hope I'm not. So this exclusive offer today, $199 a month or $19.90 a year, no setup fee. You get everything I just laid out for you, and your engagement and your income is going to go through the roof when you get this app out there and going. So I hope that you can see all the possibilities for you. You just go to ein.getactionaira.com today to get this amazing plan, this amazing opportunity. So that's all I have to share with you today. And if anybody has questions, if we have time, I'm happy to answer them.
Yeah, Janelle, that was awesome. Thank you so very much.
Thanks, you're
Um,
here.
yes, thank you for, yes, there were some hiccups, but it looks like everything worked out.
Oh, good. Yeah, we
So,
just dove in.
yeah, well, um, so, there was someone did have a question, and that was Jan. Jan asked, and Jan, let me see, where's Jan at? Oh, there you are. So Jan asked, how long
Mm,
does it take to get your app
mm.
up and running?
Yeah, great question. And believe it or not, it really doesn't take that long. It's really up to you. But what they'll do is they'll give you a checklist of the basic items you need to give them. They give you a form actually and a checklist. And so, like videos and articles that you already have, pictures, and you upload them into this form. And it's the basic thing they need to actually get your app approved and launched. And so you can sit down. I honestly did it in probably maybe a total of 8 hours because I had to go find this stuff and put it in there. And there's actually a training that you get too, where it's an actual kind of a workshop where you come to that and everybody's working on that right then and there. So you get it done right then and there. It's designed to do that. Have you ever like gone to a workshop and they show you how to do something and then you go away and you forget or you don't have time, you never get to it? Well, this is like a workshop with the time set aside and everybody works together in that few hours to actually get it done. So you could literally have all your stuff uploaded in one day, and then it takes them maybe a couple of weeks. JD probably knows. Takes a couple of weeks after that, depending on how many apps they're working on, but it really doesn't take that long. And then they get it approved. Sometimes if there's a problem with getting it approved, that could take a little longer, but they're the ones that work on that for you. You don't have to worry about it. So it could be, a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks by the time you get started on it. Not long at all, really.
Does
So
that
there you
answer
go.
your question, Jan? Okay, well, I guess so.
Yeah.
um, and well, let's see. Anybody else have any other questions? And in
Yeah.
the meanwhile, so I'd ask a question, Janelle. So,
Sure.
what have you experienced as a result? You mentioned a little bit earlier that when you were out there and you told people that you had it, and
Yeah.
there are people kind of would not. I mean, but I wonder what other effects you seen that having an app has had on your business.
Well, I'm I have an app out there and I'm developing. So I really haven't like blasted it out there yet because I'm still in design mode myself. But for the first time, I announced it and I had a few people download my app already. So, I mean, it didn't take much. It was one announcement. And so now I'm starting to like roll this out. So we'll see. But one thing that has really helped my business in a big way, having the app, is I'm putting my courses in there and I'm sending my new course students into my app to use the course so I can let go of that whole platform. And also I'm using the landing pages and in the marketing platform. So as I'm doing a summit next year and everybody's going to be using my app for that summit. So the two together, the app plus the marketing platform, I'm seeing like this huge like benefit of having it all in one place and it working together, smoothly and amazing. And I'm saving money from letting go of ClickFunnels and Active Campaign and all the other stuff that I have. It's all
Hmm.
cohesive in one place. So I'm
Yeah.
seeing those benefits.
So basically, so you're saying like, so while you've just gotten it developed, but you're already seeing the benefit of lower
Yeah,
operating costs
absolutely.
and also probably easier to manage all in one place rather than going to all those
Yeah.
different platforms.
Yeah. And the reason I haven't done a big launch yet is because I want to design the app to be an experience for people and I want it to flow like with those action lists I was showing you that JD has. And I'm still like kind of thinking that through how I want that to be. What experience do I want my customers to have? I don't want to just throw out my basic app and I want them to have an experience. And so the cool thing about this is they help you design that and come up with the strategies and the plan, like what makes sense. How can you design this app to be an experience that your people keep coming back to. And so I'm kind of taking my time with that. But once it's out there, and it's going to be amazing, really.
Well, I hope you'll come back and share with us
Yeah.
your own case study once that's up and going. Um,
Yeah. I know there are
and
other Actionera users who are like making money, and it's like really hugely impacted their business, that have had their app out there for a while. That I've heard, testimonies of people like it's just changed their business in so many ways.
yeah, I was actually just messaging with one of my team members here in here about some creative way that we could use the platform.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And how does somebody get a hold of you if they have additional questions or want to follow up with you?
Yeah, they can just email me, Janelle at emerginglifecoaching.com, and I'd be happy to continue to answer questions.
Okay.
And good luck to everyone. This is a really great deal. I mean, everybody that I'm telling today, I had a meeting with teaching a course in person, and the girl is a photographer, and she's talking about, how can I get people to like all these tips I want to teach them about how to pose for camera and all that. And I'm like, you could put that. And I start showing her the app, and she's like, I think I need an app. So, well, you think about that special 50% affiliate commission. Think about that. I've
Yeah.
already had 2 people sign up for an app. I didn't get that 50% commission, but it would pay for your app.
Yeah.
2 people.
And
So
something that I hadn't even really thought about is that I could actually use it as a consultant. I do a lot of fractional executive work. So
yeah.
I can actually um, bring that in to my clients as a way to basically I can bring it. It's like, and we'll launch our own app and
Yeah.
we'll bring the team together and all these different things. So there's a lot of different ways to use something like this
Mhm.
because it's important to remember that it's a platform, you know,
Yeah.
that it's really a big toolbox and you kind
It
of
is.
choose which tools you want to bring out and how you want to play with them. It's kind of like the erector sets or I had a constructs set or like Legos or something like that. I
Yes,
mean, you
it
can really
is.
build, yeah, it takes some creativity. And the great thing is that the Actionera team can help
Yeah.
with that, you were saying.
Yeah, I mean that's the really cool thing about this, is because they're the ones that designed it, and they're experts at it, and they are very responsive, and they I mean, how many tools do you know where they have weekly calls that are online on Zoom live, and you can ask your questions, and they are able to not only help you use the technology, like here you go here and click this and you go here and click that, but also to design the strategy behind it and how it can help your business. It's one thing to have the tool. It's another thing to know how to use it to actually benefit your business in the biggest way.
Mm-hmm.
And Actionera teaches you how to do that. So it's really
Yeah.
quite incredible.
Can I
Yeah.
ask
And
a quick
that's,
question?
okay.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey.
Can you hear me? I've been
Yes.
having
Who's that?
technical difficulties. This
Oh
is
Is that
no.
Jan.
Jan? Oh,
Hi,
hi,
Jan.
Jan,
Jan.
hi everybody. And I was trying to respond when you were speaking with me, but my
Oh.
mic was not working.
Well, we can hear
So
you now, Jan.
great.
But we're glad you found your way through.
Thank you. I hope everyone's doing well. The reason why I have one more question is that I've had a problem with someone hacking my website
Mm.
and really giving me a tough time with it. So if anyone's online that can help me with that, that's great. But my question is, um, do you guys have any, um, provide any protection against that? Is that something I might expect to happen again? Um, that would be my concern because it seems like a product,
Mhm.
great product.
Yeah.
It sounds awesome. I would just want to make sure that I could expect it to stay up because they have hacked um, everything they could hack. As far as I'm concerned, as far as my communications is concerned.
Yeah. Well, with the app, you have a portal behind it. I don't know that anyone can do anything in your, I guess you can hack anything. I mean,
Well,
um,
I could speak to it a little bit if
okay,
you
yeah.
want to know. So Jan, I would ask, so when you say that you were hacked, what platform were you using? Were you using
I
WordPress?
well, no, I was using a Google My Business
Oh,
platform.
okay. Yeah.
I've used other platforms, but this is the most recent one. And yeah, they definitely hacked into my site, took things out, changed things, just like they did with my LinkedIn profile.
Hmm.
I live in Georgia. They had me in London, England,
Wow.
and just a whole mess of difficult things to deal with.
Yeah. So it sounds like probably if you were using the Google My Business, I'm guessing that you were probably using the Main Street Cafe, the product that GoDaddy has. Does
I
that sound
have
about
used
right?
GoDaddy, but to my knowledge, it was not GoDaddy. I don't know. I
No,
didn't
they
know.
have a company that they had that they had utilized. So, but I mean, really, I could speak further to it. And my background is as a systems architect, so I'm unfortunately all too familiar with, and as having been a CTO in several companies, all too
Mm,
familiar with these kinds of things.
Right.
So, um, at the end of the day, unfortunately, what most hacking comes down to is it's about the weakest link, right? And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, that weakest link typically ends up being passwords.
mm,
um,
great.
if we're not talking now, unless we're talking about WordPress, because with WordPress, there's so many challenges with database infiltration, right? Um, but uh, but typically, most of the hijacks come from just basically password issues. Oftentimes people putting things like, like a name and then a 21 or 22 or 2023. Not saying that that's what you did, Jan. And please don't tell us your password. But, but I mean, one of the best ways to just combat that generally, and my mom, she's 82 years old, and I've had to like almost beat her up to get her uh, to get her, you know, uh, to change the password that was her pet's name and you know, like her address for like 20 years. So luckily, I think we've gotten all those changed. But we have to remember there's the dark web out there. So if one site that we have a password with gets hacked, and then they get the data with all of our passwords and logins, then that gets out there that people can buy for like $1, and they'll buy a list of like 1,000 logins and passwords. So now with AI, they can take the AI and basically say, okay, well, match this person's name. Now let's see what other sites we can try and get into, right? So the first step is always um, I suggest going with a password manager and using complex passwords. So I like to tell people to use, for instance, and again, as having been a CTO, it's like your biggest nightmare as a chief technology officer, as somebody holding your entire company for ransom. I have a client right now who lost access to all of her social media, everything that she had built because of
Oh
that.
my God.
So,
Mm.
yeah, it was a real nightmare. So, the great thing now, the great thing about something like Action Era is it's an encapsulated system, right? So, the challenge with so many, thank you, Yusuf. The challenge with the challenge with so many when we use all these different um, programs, like if we have like my mind's not working too great today, but if we have like we use like Calendly and we have Mailchimp and help me out, guys. The ClickFunnels and
Funnels,
all
active
these different
campaign.
they are all having to connect in. So that makes it harder to remember all those passwords. And it's important that we have different complex passwords. So like I said, I like to tell people to use, like, I probably shouldn't say this out on the web, but things like, maybe you'll have like an animal, a
Mhm.
color, and then an inanimate object,
Mm.
and some numbers, and
Mm.
some special characters in there.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
um, but the less of those apps that we have out there all connecting in, one, it's a more secure platform. But
Mhm.
also you have to remember less, and you could have more complex passwords. Because like I was saying, people can buy those databases on the dark web, and then
Mm.
they know your email address, so they go and they start ping, 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 plugging away. So step one is always, a really, um, is good password management. And Yusuf just reminded me in the chat to suggest LastPass,
Mm.
which, Yusuf, you can put that in the main chat. LastPass is good,
Mm.
and just making sure to have separate separate ones.
Yeah.
But again, back to,
Mhm.
with this type of a platform, it is, it's encrypted and it is all
Mhm.
encapsulated. So
Yeah.
there's less chance for intrusion. Biggest thing
Mm.
though, make sure you have a really good password and that you change it often. And Yusuf just put in the chat LastPass, which is a password manager that gives you, I think,
Mm.
128-bit passwords. Basically, think they can't be hacked by brute force. Um, and more, but this is the real key, I think, with that. It's about the support that you get if something does happen,
Mm. True.
right? So, I've gotten to know the team at Actionera. We just had an event there.
Mhm.
JD's on the call. JD,
Mhm. Yep.
unfortunately wasn't able to be at the event in Las Vegas. We were at JVX, and they
Yeah.
were, major sponsors there. So I got to meet them, and you're dealing with real people, um, rather than. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't Main Street Cafe, which was purchased by GoDaddy in 2018, was
Mm.
the company that was doing your website. And,
Mm.
actually, just yesterday, with, I was just yesterday on the call with a client of mine who was using Main Street Cafe, and it had been hacked. And so, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't that. But again, it's so important to have that team, that you have an actual person that you can reach out to and say, hey, OMG, what happened?
Mm. Yeah.
And please save me. So, so Jan, I don't, is that helpful? Or,
Yes, that is helpful. Would you please help me understand what encapsulated means? I understand what it means when we're talking about pills. I don't
Mhm.
understand if it's the same meaning when we're talking about systems.
It kind of is. I mean, if you think
Mhm.
about it, when we talk about a pill capsule, right? I mean, you can have different types of medication, right? And you can either take multiple pills, or you can have all the little beads from the different medications all in one, and they're all in one capsule. So then they're protected by that hard outer outer layer, if you will. So they're firewalled kind of uh against the outside world, right? So they're all behind, higher levels of protection, because they don't have to go and pass between barriers to talk to one another, if that makes sense.
Okay, I understand.
JD maybe wants to add something to that.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you guys are here.
No, no. To keep things very simple for you, if anything were to ever happen to your app, all you do is you message me because I'm the one in support, but you
There you
message
go.
our team and we're on it immediately and we'll get you taken care of. So if anything, God forbid, were to happen, your app goes down, something like that, we have a team here that's ready to take care of you and
Mhm.
we're there for you. So, because we understand how the world is and we want to make sure you're taken care of. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
And how does that work, JD? As far as, like, does Actionera keep backups, so they're mirror images, or Can you guys go back to other versions?
Yeah, that's one of the things is if they come in and hack a system, first it's gonna take them a little while. They're gonna have to go in, change things, try to delete it, all that other stuff. We do tell people to make sure you have all your files, everything like that backed up. So your images, stuff like that, in a folder somewhere. So if something, God forbid, were to ever happen, you can just upload them really quick in there and get it taken care of. And again, we've got great support here that'll walk you through and help you through every step of the way and make it as painless as possible for you on that. Because everybody would love to say we're unhackable. Unfortunately, you know, as soon as you say the word we're unhackable, everybody comes in and tries to hack you. So it's just how it goes. But no, we've got a lot of systems that are in place. The good thing is we've got some great tech peoples on board. And again, the support that's going to be there to help change anything you need and get you back up and running before you know it.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you everybody
Hey.
for being here.
Thank you. So thanks so much, Janelle.
Yeah.
We appreciate having you as well. JD, Jan, any other questions you might have?
No, no, I think that's it. So my app would be connected to my site. They would be two separate entities, if you will.
Well, the app has a mirror website. So everything you put in your app shows up on this website, and you can use that as your main website or still have your other website. But this is cool because if you have people that want to go to a website, for example, to see your stuff or to engage, take your course, and they'd rather do it on a computer, you have that. And it's automatic. So you go into your portal, you change things on your app, it's also going to show up on your website.
Okay, great. So I'm going to have to get my website redone too.
Yeah, and well, yeah, with this, this would kind of kill two birds with one stone for you.
Yeah.
It sounds like, Jan.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it
Awesome.
creates the way
And
your
then they'll be
website gets
synced up.
created. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
so that way you only have to update things in one place.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
what I
You're
would
welcome.
suggest, Jan, is actually that so I would reach so Janelle,
Yeah.
do you want to also put your phone number in the
Sure.
chat there? And so Yusuf did put in to book a call with Janelle. Yusuf, if you want to throw that in again. Uh, um, so you could actually book a call there with Janelle.
Yeah, the
Or
booking
just
is there.
call
Mhm.
her. Janelle's really nice, you know.
I am.
I like Janelle. Yeah.
Thank you.
We have fun when we hang out.
We do. We do.
So yeah, so Jan, yeah, it sounds like there might be some ways for you to save time and get some more security and things here.
Sure.
And yeah, so I can also leave you guys to chat if you'd like.
That's awesome. This is awesome. Thanks. I'm so
Yeah.
glad that you guys invited me.
Yeah, I'm glad you came,
Mhm.
and I'm glad you asked your questions.
Where
There's-
did you hear about us, Jan?
I got an email from EIN, so
Good.
I'm not sure. Maybe
That
you
was
guys
Yusuf.
found me on LinkedIn or on my website or
At some
Georgia
point
State, something or other.
Yeah, at some point you may have signed up for one of the talks in the past, and
Okay, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so we emailed you there. So
probably.
great. Well, I'm going to go ahead and so I'll tell you what, Jan, would if you'd like, I can let you guys chat. I can leave you here to answer any other questions. You got JD here and Janelle. So I'm just going to close out the YouTube portion. Thank everybody for coming, and we'll leave you, Janelle,
Mhm.
here. But I'm going to close that part out. Let everybody know how much we appreciate you coming to EIN. Also, in 2024, we're launching our new format. So we're going to have a new format with all kinds of incredible speakers, where we're interviewing people from interviewing entrepreneurs, authors, who most of us have read their books probably. So some exciting stuff coming. So we look forward to seeing everybody in 2024. We will be back next week. Then we'll be off for a couple weeks. Thanks again for joining us today with EIN, and we'll see you here next week.